everyone, and welcome to our official Gymnasium dedication. It's been a long time coming. I'm going to give you a little bit of history on how this actually happened. We're going to start from the beginning. Before I do that, I want to thank a lot of people. I'm going to thank a lot of people who are here, but in particular, I want to thank Mrs. Larkins, Ms. Murray, Mr. Bruckman, Mr. Nissan, who made the improvements. They were here on a day-to-day basis, making sure everything turned out as beautiful as it did. So, here's a little bit of history about our gymnasium. Well, Oak Hill Academy opened its doors in 1981, but not here. We had space generously provided by the Unitarian churches around the corner and down the block. Well, that first year we had 25 seventh graders and 25 eighth graders. Our plan was to grow downward because we wanted to prepare our kids for high school right away. We used 4 classrooms, an office, we had no gym, and only an outdoor play area. Guess what? I was the first phys ed teacher. I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it. The students and myself put up a backboard on the parking lot in the back of the school, or back of the church. We used the parking lot for soccer and games and for the basketball. When it rained, we had a huge puddle that in the winter froze over so we could play ice hockey. It was homemade fun. Well, September 1984, Oak Hill moved to her permanent home on Middletown and Croft Road. Well, still no gym. We used a downstairs room for workouts. We had some equipment down there. And put a bubble up over our existing pool. It's a blow-up bubble. Then, September 1985, we added 5th grade, and now we have 5th through 8th, and grew to 150 total students. We're getting bigger and bigger. Our first gym was added, and it was less than half the size that you see now. It was only 4,700 square feet. Our parents got together to help fund this small but usable facility. Well, can you imagine? That was the gym. The basketball court went this way, and the wall was right here. Right about here. Now, when we wanted to expand, we used that same wall, and that's the wall, back there. We just moved the wall back and added the rest of this. So in December 1989, with our current gym expansion, to more than double its size, obviously. We added a stage, which is now a storage area, which uses for drama, music, productions, lip sync, cash raffle kickoff, and of course graduation. It's kind of hot in here though. We had graduation on this floor, and we had the ceremony up on that stage. Well, we used a great carpet. That was, oh my gosh, it was horrible. It was rolled up, we had to roll it out every time we had an activity. It was heavy. Kids helped us roll it out when we needed it. It was fun. It was protection that we needed. And later, we had a green mesh that was a little lighter, but we still had to roll it out when we needed to use it for various activities. So with that expansion, we renamed the building. It didn't have a name at the time. We called it Parentum Hall, honoring our Oak Hill parents who helped fund the project. Then in October 2005, now it's getting closer and closer to the current date, we had the dedication of our Student Activity Center, our Scary Activity Center, our SAC. So now we had no longer needed the gym for our student productions and graduation. We had a brand new facilities for our graduation and all of those productions and our play and so on. So this brings us to 2022, getting closer. When I was speaking to my dermatologist, Oak Hill graduate, Michael Cosulich, who was here this morning. Mike, put your hand up so we know who you are. He takes care of all the skin stuff I find on my face. When I mentioned the possible restoration of our gym, now Mike was an avid, he still is an avid basketball player. He attended Oak Hill and played here, then at Lawrenceville, and then at the University of Pennsylvania. So he suggested that he and his family would be willing to help fund the new renovation with this beautiful floor. Now we had to go a little bit further than that. We had to do the rest of the place, the bathrooms, painting, outdoor restoration, and so on and so forth. As a result of Michael's initiative, we have this beautiful floor which our kids use constantly. Now we had to lead to Mrs. Harris, who stepped forward and said, "Mr. Pacelli, I hear you're going to get a new gym. I need the help." Well, frankly stated, a lot of what you see around campus, Oak Hill Academy, would not be possible without the belief and support of two special people, Dr. Robert and Mrs. Mary Ellen Harris. Oak Hill's relationship with Dr. Harris and Mrs. Harris go back to 1988, when they became parents at our school. Dr. Harris was a pioneering innovator of research in the final school area. His wife had always looked to give back and help others in support of many worthwhile causes. Sadly, Dr. Harris passed away in April 2017, but his wife Mary Ellen continues their work. Their belief in Oak Hill's mission and substantial support have allowed us to create better facilities and opportunities for our children. This is including stuff that goes on in our classroom as well. So, we no longer have a bubble. We have this beautiful pool enclosure. And we have the Harris Science Complex, which starts at the boardwalk and goes over to our new science building, which is, again, a credit to our school. We have the new outdoor basketball court that you'll see that's been redone. And also they contributed to one of the 3 tennis courts out there. In 2018, we upgraded and revamped the security system all over campus. We have cameras everywhere, we have walkie-talkies, we have security across our entire campus now. That was a result of the Harris's generosity. 2020, health and safety upgrades during the pandemic increased in technology. 2024, our science curriculum additions, including new equipment, the MERS cube, and a lot of what you see in the science building is a result of the Harris contributions.